Hey friends, Allison here. Welcome back to my channel. I have another December daily layout to share with you today. This one is another pocket page layout. It's a 6x8 pocket page and has two 3x4 inch pockets in it on the top and then a 4x6 pocket down at the bottom. Right now, I am working on one of the 3x4 inch cards that I'm going to add into one of those pockets. So I am putting together a super duper cute little girl gnome. It cut with a background like silhouette that you see in the black, and then everything else is layered over top of it. Technically, you do not need that background layer if you don't want it, or if you do want it, you can cut it from whatever cardstock you would like. I quite honestly didn't realize technically that's what was going to happen when I cut it, but it's fine. It worked out. It's super cute and I'm absolutely in love with this little image. But as you can see, there are lots of components that go along with it, and I'm kind of struggling with what way they are supposed to be adhered, like in which direction to get them right. I do figure it out. I'm using liquid glue to attach them all together, and I decided to leave this image as a cut image rather than converting it into like a print and cut or draw image, because each of the pieces were large enough that it would cut without any major mishaps. So I pulled different cardstock from my stash as well as pattern paper scraps as well. Her little dress is blue polka dot paper that came from a photo play collection from last year. I'm not entirely sure which one it is at the moment. I'm pretty sure it's not available anymore anyway, so it's really no big deal. But the cardstock that I used is from Close to My Heart, and I'll be sure to link them down in the description box down below. The other products that I use in this layout today as well will also be linked down in the description box. So I'm nearly done putting my little gnome together. I'm just working on her little bow right now. I was going to add a little dot of glue to that itty bitty tiny little dot and then realized that was a futile mission. So I just added it directly to the silhouette and then popped that little dot into that spot. And now I'm just adding her nose. I cut that from peach cardstock in my stash as well. Once she is done, I'm going to layer her onto an image that I used the draw function to create. Actually, I will get to that in just a moment. Right now, I'm coloring in some holly that I converted from a cut file to a draw file. I also added a border behind it using the offset function. I like sizing it to 0.06 inches, I'm assuming, so that the border around it is really narrow and thin, so it's not really thick. I colored that image in using my Spectrum Noir markers and liquid glue to attach it to her hat. That completes this little gnome's ensemble, and then I'm going to use my ATG to attach her to this 3x4 inch card that I created with the Cricut. I converted this file to draw as well. It was originally a cut file, but I worried that if I tried cutting it, it would mess up. I'm using an older mat, and I find that when you have used your mat long enough, the papers don't stick to it very well, and then cutting kind of gets to be iffy. So if you want pristine cuts, I highly recommend using a fresh mat. I'm not using one because I try and squeeze as much life out of my mats as I can. So I tend to stick with images that are larger that I know will cut easily, and if they don't, I convert them to some sort of other file and run with that. I did add some clear shimmer to my little gnome's hat, and that 3x4 inch card is complete. Now I'm moving on to the second 3x4 inch card. This is a basically DIY journal card that I created myself in Cricut Design Space. I converted this file to a draw file once again. It was a cut file, and sized it to slightly smaller than 3x4 inches. So I think the image in total itself is roughly 2 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. Centered that on a rectangle in Cricut Design Space, attached it, and then sent it to the Cricut to be drawn. I'm coloring this image in again as well. So I'm coloring in the holly, the top and the bottom of the card. I'm leaving the, it's going to be and the phrase down at the bottom blank. I don't want to try coloring those in because I think it'll look sloppy. So I'm just coloring in the word magical. I'm using a blue Spectrum Noir marker again, which again will be linked down in the description box down below. And then this card will be complete. This layout is really coloring heavy and I absolutely love it. The last card that I created to put this layout together is a 4x6 inch journal card. Again, it's a DIY journal card, so I created it myself in Cricut Design Space. I typed my journaling, and that is going on the 4x6 inch journal card. And then there's a phrase that I created and converted to a draw file as well to make up that 4x6 inch journal card. So the believe word was its own cut file. I converted that to cut and then, or to draw, and then using fonts, the typewriter font, I added the phrase in the magic to complete that journal card. And that brings me to the end of this layout. I did pair a 4x8¼ inch photo to go along with this layout. And that's it. I love how it came together. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up and a like. I hope you're enjoying my December Daily 2022 series. If you did, definitely give me a thumbs up and a like, and be sure you stick around for more December Daily videos. I will be back again soon with more creative inspiration. Bye, friends.